The more I think about it, the more I can see it everywhere. And that is change. Change is constant in life. And although I tell myself, like, I really don't like change, I can see it basically made who I am. I was born and raised in Brazil. I am the oldest of four, and we grew up in São Paulo, which has like 18 million people, like big city kids. So we spent a lot of time playing outside, getting in trouble or getting out of trouble, basically, So I remember my mom always just trying to manage, four kids, plus the work. She used to work and everything. It was very challenging for her. But despite those challenges, my mom, she was always pushing us and would say like, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? So there was always something about like, hey, find something you like, but try different things, right? I know there's more out there, and there's no better way to know than actually going out and exploring more, That became a huge part of who I am, and my brothers and my sisters as well. And my father was a journalist, right? So he was saying like, if you disguise your ignorance and curiosity, you can ask anything, right? You can learn anything. That curiosity definitely served me well in my college years. I was doing mechanical engineering. There was a career fair, and Caterpillar was one of the ones, recruiting. Caterpillar was known for like an openness for different experiences and saying, go see the customers, go see the world. And there seemed to be like a culture of like, yes, go try to do different things, which kind of matched a little bit with how I was doing as a kid, right? Like just try different things, see what you like. So I remember looking at Caterpillar and thinking, hey, this company really does that. This is really cool. And not only that, but also the possibility of living abroad, it was very enticing. So I joined Caterpillar as an intern 23 years ago, and it has been quite a ride, I would say. Pretty soon, they were asking me, like, can you take this position in Miami, working with a special system for merchandising claims, but this time for the whole Latin America. I had this curiosity about saying, like, living abroad, right, and having a career abroad. And I met my wife back then, and she was one of the few persons that actually had the same mindset and says, like, no, I'd love to move. I remember very distinctively the two of us boarding a one-way plane, one-way ticket to Miami.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
And then I remember arriving at Miami without knowing anything, with just a dog basically and a lot of bags. There was this mixed bag of emotions, right? On one side, you're kind of like saying bye to the family, to that support system that you basically rely on for your upbringing and everything. And on the other hand, you also have this whole new life you have to discover, right? And then just after we moved to Miami, we discovered that my wife's pregnant. Looking back, I can see how much it changed the course of my life. Eventually, we moved from Miami to Peoria. And in Peoria was interesting because there was a lot of professional growth. That's when I made one of the important changes that I said, well, I worked with Latin America for all my career. I'd like to work with North America. I'd like to see how it is. So I took this opportunity, and yes, it was amazing, right? I was like attracted to everything they say, like from machines to oil and gas, to engines, to turbines, everything was like very exciting. But at the same time, my family was going through a tough time. By that point, my wife was raising, our first kid, and the second kid was on the way. So that led basically to more hardship for her. And kids also bring a different perspective, right? You kind of slow down and start focusing on them. But I learned your career is never just about yourself, right? It's also about family. It's also about their needs. It's also about, okay, how do I bring that family together, right? During those difficult times with so many changes, Team Caterpillar was always there. That became my supporting circle, became friends, true friends and everything that always were there to help or lend a hand. So you learn how to build this kind of support system, and it's almost like they're part of the family. You even refer to some of them, you can refer to them as some uncles, because you know them for such a long time. And the vulnerability is not so much a vulnerability, if you will, right? To me, I consider it to be more a strength. Something else that really helped me in particular was journaling. So writing every day and saying like, what are you feeling today? Some days were like, hey, this is a tough day, But as I go now through my journal and I see those days of struggle, you learn how to recover from failure. Learning how to recover from setbacks, learning how to recover from change. It's one of the greatest skills. But I learned part of that when I was a kid, right? When you see a child fall down, scratch the knee, cry, they don't stop there, right? They just stand up again, and they go back to running. That ability to say like, okay, yes, I failed, I learned something, but I'm gonna go ahead and try again. And kids as well, it's a great way of learning new stuff, because I never imagined myself as a father like saying, let's teach them how to ride a bike. And then later in life, you're like, well, now I have to teach her how to drive a car. Can you imagine this? I mean, I was like, I never imagined in my life I'd be like with my daughter sitting next to me driving, but here we are. So, having these experiences and passing to them this kind of a feeling about like happiness and this curiosity, I think it matters a lot. And that's one of the things I'd like to leave them with. Try to go out and enjoy your life, enjoy your career, come to work every day, learning exciting stuff. And if you want to change, it's okay to wait, but don't wait too long, right? One of my proudest accomplishments, it's just the variety of my career. Today I'm working with, data and analytics and computer science with Cat Digital. It's been quite a thrill. I'm really enjoying now. I'm still on the phase of learning. We all are learning, right? Something every day. There's this curiosity still in me, right? Saying like, there's so much more to know about this area. There's so much more to know about other areas and everything. So I see myself like exploring more, because in the end, that's what's gonna truly matter, right?